day around
You
here.
can call me Kathy Lee. I'm fine with that.
Okay, Thursday, January 8th, Garth Brooks, the legend, is sitting here in Kathy Lee's chair. Bam! Okay, our staff is dressed up like they've never been dressed up before. I want to point that out. I don't know if you can see Amanda and Joanne all dressed up over there, but they are. We've got a bunch of women in the audience who never come to watch our show. And
sweet.
on this side, we've got camera crews from I don't know where. I think Access Hollywood, Extra. Anyway, the gang's all here. You're a pretty big deal.
This is nice.
How are you?
I am better than I deserve. It's fantastic.
Are you so happy? You are back at it. You're back on tour. And I heard a number that was surprising. I didn't realize this, but of the 3 top-selling artists ever, according to RIAA, it's Elvis, it's the Beatles, and it's Garth Brooks.
Isn't that crazy?
Is that crazy?
I got to think it's just got to be a reflection of how large the country music audience is out there. They take great care of me, man.
That's amazing.
They do.
You know, I'm sitting here and I'm remembering at one point your wife was sitting here co-hosting with me, Trisha Yearwood.
Yes.
And her drink of choice was an interesting one.
Right.
What is your wife's drink of choice?
My wife's drink of choice would be Rumplemints, I think. If it just depends. If it's going to be a night full of impersonations. Yeah. And if we're going to get to that level quickly,
Yes.
Rumplemints will
What's
be.
Rumplemints? What is that?
It's like a high octane. I don't even know what's all in it, but
Yeah.
I can tell you it's not a friend of my wife's, but she's fantastic.
She is a trip, by the way.
She
How long have
is
you guys been married, Garth?
24/7. She's we just celebrated 9 years.
Yeah.
I carry a picture around with me. We met in '87. I got a picture the other day we met.
You're kidding.
And she's been a great friend, and sometimes you're lucky and you get to marry your best friend, so it's good.
Wow. And you guys go on tour, and you start off the tour, then she comes in the middle, and then you button it up? Is
Yeah,
that
we
how
just
it
kind
works?
of do it together and just go out and hit it. And I got to tell you, it's pretty cool because when you're doing your thing,
Yeah.
you look out and people are like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then when she walks on stage, everybody does the, here comes the whole band just kind of stands up a little straighter and everybody gets a little, and she comes out and just belts it out, and it's cool.
When you're in concert, and just like when you're here, by the way, I should point this out, you look everyone in the eye. You are not only, people ask you a million questions, but
Right.
one thing I notice is you turn to everybody and say, well, how many kids do you have? You have a connect when you're performing, and it looks to me like you're making eye contact all the way around. What's happening up on the stage with the
First
audience?
of all, just love people. I have the most faith in us. I think we're going to make it, as a people, as a race. But when I was a kid, Freddie Mercury was my guy, Freddie
Yeah.
Mercury and Queen. And Tammy Sherman, my high school sweetheart, surprised me with tickets to go see Queen.
Uh-huh.
And the whole time I was in that concert, all I wanted was him to look at me for 3 seconds so I could go, thank you. Just thank you.
Yeah.
You're kind of like the background music of my life. Then I go to George Strait. I want to do the same thing there.
Yeah.
And then when you realize you're on the stage, you're looking out there for that reason. But the weird thing is now you're looking out to make that eye contact to go, thank you. Thank you for my life. Thank you for getting to do this, because this is a cool way to spend your days.
Wow. I don't know why I'm getting misty, but I just am. Okay. What is happening? I must be hormonal, seriously. I'm going to start weeping if you're telling that story. Okay, so it is cold out. We
Yes,
just want to
ma'am.
switch gears a little
It's
bit.
freezing.
They took down our tree. Did you get to see the Rockefeller tree?
I did
You
get to
saw
see
it.
the tree.
Okay, so it's down.
The Queen lit it. She was there the night they lit it up.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. All right, so the tree is gone, and it was so cold out. I think it was minus, what was it, 8 or 9? Who knows? Minus
Right.
8. It was freezing. So we wanted to do a little test to find out how cold it was. So we put a cup of coffee, a glass of wine, and a bottle of water outside in the freezing cold, and we wanted to do a taste test. A test. What did you find?
It froze. So the bottle of water.
Okay.
Kind of glacier on top.
Okay.
Hot cup of coffee. Rock solid.
Frozen?
Really?
And the wine,
Oh my God! Look at that.
just the perfect amount of ice crystals.
That's perfect.
Are you old enough to drink?
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm a little concerned
Absolutely.
about our drinking issue. All right.
Wine is better
Absolutely.
chilled.
Cheers. All right. Thanks, Alex. Thanks so much.
Well, you must drink after a toast.
Oh,
If
you're
not,
right.
it's bad luck.
Okay, well then,
Well, you
giddy
had a
up.
toast. You're one. Go ahead. You're one
Okay,
ahead.
all
There
right.
you go. Bigger drink than that. Okay. Here's to health and love. Fair enough.
Health and love. I'm so happy. Okay, so Elvis would have been 80 years old. Were you an Elvis fan by chance?
My wife,
Yes.
the biggest Elvis fan
Is she
on
really?
the planet. Yes.
What's her song? What does she like?
Oh, she likes them all. I mean,
Yeah.
she's got everyone. She still has the LPs. Loves them. And I'm lucky enough that the guy that plays piano on the records, he played the dance. He plays
Yeah.
all these things that Miss Maggie would know that done. He was Elvis's
Oh, you're
piano
kidding.
players as well. So it's neat to get in that bridge. But he'll bring pictures in, just casual pictures they shot in the studio.
Yeah.
This guy was beautiful. I mean,
Amazing.
just perfect. He might be the perfect human being, just the way he looked and everything. And just, of course, as big as he is 80 day. Not that he would be.
Yeah.
He is. He's still alive. He's the king.
You know
He's
what?
always going
He
to be
is.
the king.
Well, we wondered what he would look like today, and they have
Uh-oh.
all these weird kind of computer things
Right.
that they can do. So this is what they said the king would look like today, given everything that was going on. So that's according to some software group called Saks Media. Anyway, that's him. What?
I think the king's the king.
Yeah.
I do.
Right. We like to
The king's
remember
the
him the
king.
way we know.
I think he'd look a lot more beautiful than that. And
Yeah.
I think time would be his friend.
Yeah.
He was one of those cool guys.
And by the way, his favorite foods here are one of them. This is peanut butter and banana grilled up like a grilled cheese sandwich.
Really?
You want to try? A little
I
bite?
must.
Okay, here.
Here, I'm going to rip off half and
Okay.
split it.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh. I feel like we're on a date. Well, because he put my...
You're going to hate later. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. All right. Speaking of dating, this is an interesting thing because you talked about how you and Trisha were really great friends. And there's this new study that came out that talked about how people who ended up dating their best friends, what happened in those situations. Because that can
Fair
either
enough.
turn really
50-50,
great like
sure.
yours did, or it can turn out not so great.
Right.
So obviously you think dating a good friend is a great way to start. It gives you a foundation.
I got to tell you, if you're going to spend the rest of your life with somebody, make sure it's your good friend. I mean, that's a great place to start. A lot of people won't take it past there, which I totally respect.
Right.
'Cause it's
You're
a scary
afraid to lose
leap.
the friendship, right?
Scary leap. Yeah, but it's thank God, and I introduce her as the love of my life. She introduces me as her current husband. But I do. This is the first time in my life where forever is not long enough. So it's I can't spend enough time with her. She's super sweet.
Oh my gosh.
Inside and out, though,
Forever's
she's
not
sweet.
long enough? Is that what you said? Oh, wow. Doesn't it make you not like your husband right now? Our boyfriend. That's the way it works out. Well, they said in a third of the cases it ends up working as well as your guys's did.
Cool.
But I think women sometimes are afraid of again, ruining the friendship. I love how you call her your wife here, but I was listening to a bunch of interviews you did, and you always call her Miss Yearwood.
That's how I knew her forever. Because she was married to somebody, I was married to someone else, and we were in the same business, and we worked together. Her first tour was our tour, 91.
Wow.
And the first time we ever had an opening act on tour, that was that tour.
Wow.
So we've been together in this business long before we ever got record deals or
I
anything
love
like
that picture. Is she neat? Is she neat and clean?
Neat and clean, oh yeah.
She is?
Cleanest person you'll ever be around.
She is?
Yep.
Oh, I thought she was going to be like me. Real quick, because we did this thing where we had to make over our closets, and
Oh, you mean that way?
that way.
Ooh.
She's not great. Okay, wait. Let's show my closet real quick because this is what mine
There you
looked
go.
like before. Is that anything like hers?
Well, I can see your floor. Yeah.
See, well, I got a closet makeover where we threw out, I don't know, 70% of the store, not threw it away, donated it.
There
And a
you
bunch
go.
of people just showed their messy closets just so I wouldn't feel so bad. Anyway, I just wondered about Trisha because she seems like
Yeah.
she is that. Well, congratulations. A little earlier, you got this plaque. They unveiled
Yes.
this thing. Your album is platinum. That's happened to you obviously before many times. How does it feel now, 13 years later?
It feels better than anyone you've ever gotten because, when you receive these kind of things, they're for young people. They just
Yeah.
are. They're for young artists. And to have a tour be accepted like this is humbling. And to now have your first new music out, because all you want is the music to relate.
Yeah.
And hopefully this is saying it is.
Was it a little weird coming back? Because I was wondering, if you stop, or if you're away from something for so many years, did you wonder, are they going to still like me? Are they
Amen.
going to still want me?
Scared to death.
Yeah.
But you have to mention the tour at some point, and then hopefully people show up. They do. And if that happens, then music is the next thing. And then the last step now is the business, the industry itself. Award shows, stuff like that. Will they let you be a current artist again? And,
Yeah.
you know, the verdict's still out, so we'll see. But having a great time and out there with the people, I don't know how I could ask for any more than this.
So you took that time off to be with your kids.
Yes.
What was Garth the dad like? What was that like during those years?
Well, it was, you know, it's cool because I will tell you, I was lucky enough to be at every practice, every rehearsal, every school function. My kids will go, "Oh my God, he was at every practice," you know, all that stuff. So I think the way they see it and the way I see it is probably different. But I'm hoping after I'm gone, you know, from this world, hopefully then they'll go, "Oh, I'll get it. Okay, my dad was at everything," and hopefully that's what I'll be, because that's what I did with my parents. My parents was at everything
They were.
I did. You bet you.
Yeah. Did you miss music a lot during those years, or were you constantly playing and doing little things, writing, doing things here and there?
You're still doing your thing. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the charity functions, foundation functions
Yeah.
never stop. So you still show up once or twice a year and get to play. That was great. But I got to tell you, no offense to music whatsoever,
Yeah.
nothing can compare to being a dad. So it was like leaving Maui to go to Honolulu. I mean,
Wow.
I don't know how to say it. It was just, it was like, I'd love to play music, but right now I got to tell
Yeah.
you, there's nothing better than this. And those are days you can't get back.
Right. There's a song on your current record that you played in the earlier
Yes.
hours it's about moms, and I have to tell you, it's so moving. I listened to it a couple of times, and every time I get misty-eyed. You must have had such an incredible connection with your mom. Tell me a little bit about how that song feels to
Your
you.
mom's your best friend. Your mom's your biggest fan. I can't tell you how many times I have sucked, fallen flat on my face, and look at my mom goes, "I thought you were great."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's wonderful to have
Yeah.
there. Mom and Dad were a great balance. Mom believed you could fly. Dad believed if you were going to fly, it was going to take a hell of a lot of work.
Yeah.
So it was a real good realism and a real dreamy kind of upbringing. All us kids had that input, which was very sweet.
Do you think about her when you sing that song? Is that what comes to you?
I think about her and my dad a lot when I raised my own kids. Every
Yeah.
time I talk to my own kids. I was talking to a friend of mine in the business 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
And I said, I hate to sound like my dad because I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And here it came.
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right. Also, earlier in the piece, you and JT, Justin Timberlake, were rocking that song, Friends in Low Places. It seems like that song has hit so many people. That looked magical, the two of you. What was going on there on the stage?
First of all, him and anybody's magical.
Yeah.
That kid's so talented, but he was so great.
Yeah.
You go to one of his shows and you're having a great time and can't think it gets any better.
Yeah.
And then the whole stage splits and comes over your head.
Oh, my God.
And you're going, are you kidding me? And it goes to a whole different level. His crowd, his show, his musicians, his band guys
Wow.
crew, all of them top notch.
Somehow, with everything you're doing, with your family and everything, you managed to get charity work in, too. That's important to you, huh?
Well, foundation's what it's all about. And
Yeah.
kids, that's where I love it. So you talk about the zones, you talk about Teammates for Kids. This is our 15th year, and just I love it. We deal in inner city outreach, education, and health for children. And, you know, every charity out there is worthy. Every one of them is. I'm just a kid charity.
Yeah.
I love kids.
Well, when I first got here this morning, one of our security guards, John, came up to me and he said, he said the nicest guy arrived this morning, and he's met every single celebrity who's come through. And he said, the way he
Really?
speaks to all of us, and you do that for